Godot is a free and open source game engine that is gaining increasing adoption from solo devs to medium-sized teams. Neovim is a popular free and open source text editor that encourages a keyboard-only workflow and high customization via plugin scripts. I made Vimdow, a Neovim client made with Godot that acts as either an editor plugin or a standalone program. By integrating Neovim into your workflow, you can edit your code much faster than you would with the traditional mouse and keyboard setup you get from the default Godot text editor. TLDR, Godot plus Neovim equals superpowers. Just to start, I want to say that this is not me knocking the default Godot text editor. It's very well made, it's a labor of love by the team, but I used it for over 5 years, and I found that once I used Neovim, I was way faster. I made Vimdow as a way to closely integrate Neovim and Godot together, and my hope is that if you watch this video, you will too be encouraged to try it. Alright, so just to start, I'm assuming you're on Godot 4.7 and you already have a Neovim binary located somewhere on your system. So what you're going to do is that you're going to go into the asset store and search up the name of the asset, Vimdow, and you'll download and install it into add-ons. Then, before you start anything, you're going to want to go into local.config. This is something you'd add to your gitignore. It tells system-specific stuff, so it's non-invasive to the workflow of your project in case you're working in a team or something. You'll see that it's already got some comments and some auto-generated keys. I'm not going to explain them all to you, but the most important one that you're going to want to set is this one, path to nvim. This is going to be the path to where Neovim is located on your system. So on this computer of mine, it's located in user local bin. And then once you set that, and it should be all ready to go, and I can turn on the plugin. And here it is. This is Neovim. It's pretty simple. Alright, so I think the biggest comparison to make between a text editor like VS Code or Neovim is navigation. So in a regular, mouse and keyboard buffer / file, you'd navigate with arrow keys left and right, up and down. You'd click and drag for something you want, or you'd click to move to another location. And you can do a similar thing in Neovim, but what I really like is actually that the entire ethos is that your hands are glued to the keyboard. Everything is with a keyboard, and editing text just becomes a little more productive because, you're using the thing that actually writes text. So, the most basic movement is HJKL. So, H to move left a character, L to move right one, J to move down a line, and K to move up. You can also add multipliers to this. So, let's say I want to go down 10 lines, 10J, look at that, move me all the way down there. Pretty handy. Another thing you can do is that there's just 1,000 other keybinds that you can learn and kind of add to your muscle memory. So let's say I want to go all the way to the bottom of the file. I'd press capital G, it brings me all the way to the bottom. Let's say I want to go to the very end of a line, I'd press $sign. If I want to go back to the beginning of the whole text, I'd do caret. If I want to move up half a page, I'd go Control U, and if I want to go down, I'd do Control D. Pretty simple. Then there's also features that Vimdow itself has. So one thing is that it connects to the language server protocol. So you can press K, I think is the default key binding, and it'll show you the docs for something. You also get autocomplete, so get tree, blah blah blah. Pretty handy. You can also like you can in the script editor, you can hold and drag with control into the window and you'll create a variable. Cool things like that. You can drag in a file path and it'll do essentially the same thing. And it's all well and good. Another thing you can do is you can also set breakpoints. So here I have the debugger open here. So I'm just going to set a bunch. And then if I want to clear them, I do that. In Neovim you can set custom keybinds. So you can, I have it set to space GB right now, and then I have clearing space CB, and then run this here. Look at that. I can continue all the way down through the breakpoints and continue the game. Also, just other features that Neovim ships with by default. So let's say I want to replace every instance of the word score case insensitively with Fred. I can replace them all, and then I can undo. And then you can do a similar thing with commands in Neovim. So to enter into the command line, you press colon, and then I want to replace all of that instances of score, so S, and then type in score slash, and I'm going to rename it to Fred again. I want to replace every instance on a line with this, and then I also want to confirm, so I add C. And then it'll ask me for each one. No, I'm going to quit because I don't actually want to edit any of this, but yeah, pretty simple. Last, I want to touch on, which I think is my favorite part of Neovim, is that it is insanely customizable because you have this programming language called Lua to create plugins. So if I'm going to go into my own personal config, this is my init.lua. You can see this is all Lua code. And you know, now that I've opened this folder, let's say I want to go back. So I go space. This opens a plugin called Telescope. So it pops up this window and it shows me all the open buffers I had. So I'm going to go back to this one. And another great use case is that, you know, I like managing Git projects via the command line. So what I have here is I have installed a plugin called mini.git. So let's say I want to look up the docs on it. I type in help or just H and then mini.git. It'll pull up the docs here. It'll tell me all the stuff. It says, oh, look, you have this command here. Pretty handy. So I want to see my Git status of all my files. So Git status. Pretty cool. Or I want to view the log. Git log. Shows me all this stuff. So there's a whole vibrant plugin ecosystem. People are always making some. I've made a couple. Half of Vimdow is a Lua plugin, and then the other two halves are GDScript and Rust. And I'll probably make a video on how I actually made all of this. But yeah, pretty much you can edit things at much faster speed. So, you know, like a typical workflow is like, say, like I don't want this entire chunk of text here. I just want to get rid of it. So let's say I select line-wise capital V, go up 7 lines, and I replace it. It's pretty handy. One thing to make note of is that Neovim is a modal editor. So the way that you're able to kind of do all these keyboard motions and type all of these interesting things is you'll be in one mode at a time. So right now I'm in normal mode. So this is all the fun navigation stuff, being able to type commands and use my plugins. But you know, when I want to actually just be on a line and type text, let's say I want to insert text here. So I press I to insert before the character I'm at, or A to append after it, and then I can just type normal text. Pretty simple.